All right. Hello, everybody. Today, what I thought would be really good for us to do, since people have asked me about it, is I'm going to do some role play with one of my staff members, and we're going to show you guys how to schedule or how to book appointments, and this is both for you and your staff. How to book appointments off of an evaluation form, and then once we book the appointment, I'm going to show you guys how to um, go into a potential CFQ scenario so that if you have a really good appointment scheduler in your office, that you can have them gather a bunch of data and a bunch of information and really position you expertly so that when a client comes to see you, that they're motivated and ready to go. So in this particular case, I have an actual real live evaluation form, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm also going to show you guys our questionnaire meeting. I know not a lot of you guys, not our media questionnaire document, and not a lot of you guys are not using our questionnaires, which is totally fine. You can use your own, but obviously we have ours available for you, and it's a editable PDF online, so you guys can see it here. And I believe that something really, really important happens in this initial contact, and I think it's a crucial relationship building telephone call. So if a in-person workshop has already been done or a webinar has already been done, there's a decent amount of credibility that comes from that. But it's really, really important that you guys have a really good appointment scheduler and a really well-trained person to at least initiate that contact and fulfill our sort of mantra, which is sell the other guy, right? So if I'm going to be the appointment scheduler today, so my goal is to sell the advisor that I'm going to be booking the appointment for. So I have Laura from my office. Laura, it looks like you might be muted.
I'm on there
Can you
now.
hear us? And can you say hello real quick? Okay.
Hi.
So Laura, how many years have you been with me?
It'll be 5 years in September.
Okay. So Laura's been with our firm for almost 5 years. She has made a ton of calls for booking appointments, and she knows a lot of the ins and outs of what clients do and say. So I thought she would be a really good person to role play with because she can give me some objections, or she can kind of give me some real life scenarios that she would hear, and I can talk to you guys about how to position those types of questions and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to spend today role playing, and we're recording this. And again, like I said, this is really, I think, important and useful, not just for you, the advisor, but it'll help you train your appointment scheduler or your junior advisor or whoever it is in your office that will call and make that initial contact after the workshop. And that's really, like I said, really, really important for relationship building. Okay. So Laura, I'm just going to call you, and I guess I put your name on here as Laura Smith, and I actually have a wife here named James Smith. This is because I changed a little bit about this real life situation here. But I'm going to say that you just attended one of our workshops, and I guess it really doesn't matter if it's an online webinar or an in-person workshop. You can just go ahead and just act like a normal client would act, Laura.
Okay.
And you can do or say whatever you want. I don't want this to be scripted. I want it to be as free flowing as possible. My goal when I talk to this person, my goal is obviously I want to make the appointment, but that's not my goal. My goal is to establish a relationship. And I think that's the one thing, because even if I don't make the appointment today for whatever reason, I want this person to feel good about our phone call. So if my goal was to make the appointment, if I call her and initially try to close her on an appointment, if she makes the appointment or not, it's not going to feel great to her. She's going to feel like she was being sold a little bit, or maybe she's going to feel like, she wasn't quite ready, or whatever it is. But if my goal is to uh, start a relationship with her and be the point of contact for that relationship, then she's going to have a much more pleasurable experience, regardless of what the outcome of this phone call is. Right. So that's an important distinction, I believe. Everybody's got their numbers and their goals, but we really want the client or the potential prospect who's answering the phone to feel like we want that relationship and we want to be different than everybody else. So that's really important. So, Laura, I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. I'm going to have Laura's evaluation form in front of me. So I know that she came to a workshop. I know what she's interested in. I have all this information ahead of time. So I'm going to know her and a lot about her, and she's not going to know anything about me. So it definitely gives me an advantage in this scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and say, dial her number, ring, ring,
Hello?
and then, hi, is this Laura?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Laura. This is Jonathan Lee from the Financial Education Partnership. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
So, Laura, I know that you attended one of our workshops recently, and it looks like you had a pretty good time and found the information to be informative and useful. You gave us really great ratings, and I'd like to thank you for that. I guess my first question for you, Laura, is how are you and your family doing amongst all this craziness that's been going on out there?
Oh, it's a lot. It's just working from home is very stressful, and my wife is working from home as well, and it's a lot.
So, Laura, do you have any children?
Yes, we have two.
Okay, so I know I have your wife's information here. I guess her name is Jane. Where does your wife work?
She works at USDA.
Okay. How many years has she been there?
Oh, probably about 25.
Is she telecommuting as well?
Yes, she is.
All right. Do you mind if I ask you the names and ages of your kids?
Oh, sure. Our oldest is Sam. He's 21.
Awesome. He's in college?
Yes. And then we have Emily, and she's
Okay.
18.
All right. You guys are really close to being empty nesters, aren't you?
Yeah.
If not already. So how are the kids? How are the kids doing amongst all the craziness? Are they able to maintain their school? Are they tele-learning? What's going on with
Yeah,
them?
they're telelearning. They don't like it though. They're not happy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, even as this stuff starts to die down and life starts to go back to, I guess, what people call the new normal, uh, the kids having experienced what's going on out there is really going to give them a unique look into history. Like when they get older and they have their own kids or grandkids, they'll be able to tell them, "Hey, I lived through all this," and be able to tell the stories of what it was really like, and that's kind of a little bit of a unique opportunity for some of us to share that
Yeah,
experience with our kids and grandkids.
that's a really good perspective.
So, Laura, tell me, what are the main things that are on your mind, in terms of your overall finances and retirement?
Uh, I just, I'm not sure if we have enough. I don't know if we're putting enough into TSP. I mean, we just recently, of course, lost a lot of money, and which
Hmm.
is scary. I'm only a few years out from retirement, so I don't know if I should work longer.
So yeah, so I saw some of the interests that you were talking about here, maybe a financial review, a college, it's not college, sorry, this is a retirement planning and a federal benefit planning review. I think one of the things that you will appreciate when you start working with us, Laura, is that this is not our first rodeo. So we have literally counseled thousands and thousands of people in your situation, and it's very unlikely that you're going to show us something that we haven't seen many, many times. So what I would like to do is I would like to schedule you to meet with one of our consultants that has a lot of experience in your particular area, and they will be able to share with you what many of our other clients have done that are much older than you, maybe that are already in retirement, that they've been very, very successful with.
Well, we
How
have
does
a
that sound?
financial planner.
That's wonderful. Who does he or she work for?
We go through Edward, what's it called? Edward. Oh, I can't think of it. It's on the top of my tongue. Edward Jones, I think it is.
Yeah, that's great. In fact, I will tell you there's a high percentage, Laura, of the people that come to our workshops that do have financial planners, and we actually do a really nice job sort of coordinating with them. But there's two real reasons why I think we'll be able to bring benefit to you. One is that we do have people that are like I said, they specialize in your particular area, and in this case, it's the federal government. So let's say you were a teacher, Laura, or you were you had a specific thing. We would basically tell you that we're sort of expert in dealing with people in your area, regardless of. I'm talking offline now. We would find out what Laura and her wife's specific areas of experience and expertise are, and we would tell them that, yeah, this is sort of what we specialize in. And Laura, what we really do is we're going to be coordinating your federal benefit planning with what you're doing with your financial planner. What we have found is that most guys aren't really well versed on how the federal pensions work and the benefits, retirement, estate planning, things like that. And so we are really, really well in tune with being able to coordinate those types of things with the people you're already using. And I think you'll get a lot of value from that. So
Okay.
besides dealing with Edward Jones, what other types of financial experience that you and your wife have together?
Not a lot. We've done, we've invested over the years, we just for, just for, taking a little money out here and there and doing some of our own investments. But mostly we go through Edward Jones. So we just kind of follow whatever he says. And I'm not
Okay.
sure if we're
So
set up.
So do you feel like, well, number one, if you're not sure about it, then that's something that we definitely want to help you be sure. I think most of the people that we consult with have very defined plans that they know are going to work no matter what. So, if the stock market goes up or down, that's just sort of one area that people talk about, and that's probably what your Edward Jones guy helps you with. But, as the tax laws are changing and as the new stimulus packages are coming out and as the estate plans are changing and trust rules are changing, all these other areas in life are changing. We want to be there to be able to help educate you and be a resource for you and your family during those times and those periods. How does that sound?
Good, but how much does it cost?
Well, Laura, you do know that we are an educational nonprofit, so we don't charge any fees for any of our services. And you probably, if you've been to more than one of our events, you may have heard of, more than one topic. You may have heard more than one speaker. So, we are a nonprofit that's currently active in over 23 different states. We have lots and lots of different topics to talk about, and a lot of different experts in a lot of different fields. So, my job today is to try to get to know you, Laura, and try to match you with the relationship or the consultant that I think would be best for you and your family. And so far, it sounds to me like I'm going to have somebody that's going to want to work with you that you'll like, that will be more geared towards the federal benefit and having, the planning in place for retirement and estate planning, and try to find somebody that's really good at coordinating with financial planners or investment brokers or whatever it is that your Edward Jones people do for you. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Can my wife
Okay.
do this with me?
Yeah, in fact, we would encourage that. So there's two reasons why we would love both of you guys to be present for the meeting. And whether we do a webinar online or we do an in-person meeting, the first thing is, we want both of you to sort of be aligned in how you guys want to plan your family. And the second thing is, if something happened to either one of you, we would want the other person to know they can come to us and already have a relationship with us, because I think that's sort of when we shine. Our organization does a really great job at being there when something goes wrong. We always tell people, Laura, if everything goes right, then there's not a whole lot to worry about. If the market just goes up all the time and taxes stay low and there's no major crises in life, things can typically be pretty rosy. It's only when there's a something that goes wrong or something that unexpected happens that people all of a sudden scramble around and, oh, do I have my estate planning documents in line? Do I have my medical directives here if I got in a car accident, for example? Or or is my estate plan, do I have contingent beneficiaries on all my accounts? Do I have the proper trust set up for my kids? A lot of times people wait till it's too late, or at least later in life, to deal with that kind of stuff. But we're gonna try to encourage you to start worrying about that now and see if we can knock that out while we're together.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, what I'm going to do is I have your street address, I've got your address, I've got your employee information, all this stuff. I don't have your income. Would you mind sharing me your income numbers? You're a government GS employee, right?
Yeah, so it's 148 a year.
Okay, so if you're 148, you're a GS 15, then you're almost at the top of the pay scale. Awesome. And how many years of service do you have?
Almost 30 years.
Okay, that's great.
I have
And how about,
27.
so you're gonna be your yeah, your retirement is, you said, just a couple years away, right?
Yeah, I'm just waiting till I hit the 30 years.
Okay. Okay, just about 30 years. And what about your wife? How much does she make?
Oh, I think I would say a little, I'd say about 125. I'm sorry, I don't know,
Okay,
right?
awesome.
Is that okay?
No, no, no. I'm just trying to get some generic information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you with somebody in our organization. Her name is Cheryl, and she really specializes in tax planning. And one of the things that she does is she's going to project your income so you can see in retirement, Laura, where all your different pieces of income are going to come from.
Oh,
So she'll show you your federal pension, plus Social Security, plus income from your retirement accounts. She'll show you everything.
oh wow.
And one of the things that you're going to see, yeah, one of the things you're going to see is she's actually going to show you how to save money on taxes.
That would be nice.
So yeah, I mean it's pretty. A lot of times, I mean, I don't know, Laura, do you have a CPA or an accountant or somebody that does your taxes?
I mean, we have a CPA, but I mean, they basically just do the taxes. You know,
Right,
they
right. When
haven't.
was the last time you actually had somebody show you how to save money on taxes?
I don't think I ever have.
So I don't want to bash your CPA, and I don't want to obviously speak down on your Edward Jones guy, but these people have the knowledge, but they don't always know how to implement these types of strategies, and that's actually what Cheryl specializes in. So she's not just going to show you where you are, but she's going to show you how to improve your situation.
No, that would be wonderful.
At the end of the day, the other thing that Cheryl's going to do that we get incredible feedback with is she's going to help you guys plot out a course. So she can actually make some recommendations on how to get to the ultimate retirement life that you want to get to. If things change, if taxes get worse, if you didn't manage your estate differently because you get sick or hurt, or you live too long enough. I should not live too long. If you live too long in retirement and you need any type of health care, assisted living care, long term care, she's also going to cover all those things as well. And that's what people that meet with her really give us feedback because um, they are thrilled with the type of advice that she gives, and they really are looking for a relationship with somebody like Cheryl who's completely unbiased that can be a resource for them, going into retirement, hopefully even beyond. Are there any other issues that you would like me to share with her, or things that I might be able to tell her about you before you guys schedule your meeting?
Well, we're thinking about moving after we retire, and
Okay.
it may be sooner if my
Downsizing
wife
or out of the area?
out of the area just because of
Okay.
taxes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different states around here that are more favorable than Maryland for tax savings because Maryland is actually one of the worst places tax-wise to be in retirement. So we'll give you a list, and sure, we'll discuss with you the pros and cons of moving to different states and downsizing your house and doing all the other things that are very retirement and estate friendly. I think you'll enjoy that part of the conversation.
I have a lot of
Do you guys
TSP
have wills right
questions.
now?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We've been meaning to.
Okay, so you don't have wills. Great. You have a lot of. I'm going to make a note here that says you have a lot of TSP questions. Do you have other investment accounts other than just the TSP?
Yeah, we have some CDs
Okay,
that are actually not that old, but
great.
I have an IRA from a long time ago, and I have a
Previous
401k.
employer.
Yeah, and I have a 401k from my first job.
So you are telling me, Laura, a lot of the similar things that I've heard many times before. You've got some straggler accounts. Um, One of the things I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to share again, I'm going to share this with Cheryl. Um, have you ever thought about the idea that the majority of everything you have in retirement is taxable? Like you mentioned, a 401k, an IRA, and your TSP, your federal pension, your Social Security, all that stuff's going to be taxable. Have you thought about what the impact in retirement is going to be if everything you have is taxable?
Honestly, no.
Okay. I mean, I think tax sheltering and tax savings and Roth accounts and other things like that might be a really valuable part of our planning process with you. So we're going to show you and educate you about all that kind of stuff.
Okay, that would be nice.
So Laura, when is the best time in the next week or two for you and your wife to be able to come in and meet with Cheryl in person?
Well, we both work till about 4.
Okay.
So,
So do you want to just schedule like a 4:30 appointment
yeah.
next
I
Tuesday?
mean,
I've got Cheryl's calendar in front of me here.
okay. No, that sounds good.
Okay. So in order to make it really, really useful and have the time that you spend with Cheryl be really, really efficient, I would love for you to bring with you at that initial meeting as much information as you can. So, for example, if you could bring your TSP, I know you have TSP questions. If you could bring your TSP account statements, any other your old account statements with you, I'm actually going to follow up with this phone call, Laura, and I'm going to email you a checklist of documents. And you can send those ahead of time, or you can bring them with you. But the more you bring with you, the more useful your consultation with Cheryl is going to be.
Okay. I mean, what if I can't find
And
what
then
documents are they?
so we'll be looking for like a pay stub, your leaving earnings statement, your retirement account statements. Be looking for a mortgage statement for your mortgage, and probably a tax return. And if
Okay.
you can't find them by next Tuesday, it's fine. Um, bring whatever you can, and then in the future we'll try to gather all your stuff. And quite honestly, Laura, most of our clients have really given us the feedback that they appreciate that we do have copies of all their stuff. So if they lose anything or they need anything, or if their kids want to get access if something were to happen to them, they would know where to go. So we'll always maintain a copy of records in our office and in one of your in a confidential file for you and your wife.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Are there any other final questions? I've got you scheduled right now for 4:30 on Tuesday. I will follow up this phone call with an email and just welcoming you, and then I will look forward to hopefully having a long-term relationship with you and your family.
No, I think that's it. Thank you.
So, Laura, I will confirm you, and I'll probably follow up also maybe the day before just as a reminder. But we'll look forward to having you meet with Cheryl. She's one of our best, and I know you'll have a great time with her.
Oh, thank you.
All right, have a great one. All right, so that was it. I mean, that was a longer meeting than we might typically do, but because this is a PDF questionnaire, I didn't fill out all the stuff that I wanted to, but I was taking notes. And what I want to do is I want to send all these notes over to Cheryl because when Cheryl meets with these people, she's going to have all this information, and they're going to feel like they know her already. It's going to be amazing in helping her with that relationship process. And Cheryl's really positioned as the person who's going to help these people save money on taxes and do a really great job. So positioning Cheryl properly, gathering information, these are key. Booking the appointment, anybody can book an appointment, right? I mean, literally, these people are requesting appointments. So, I mean, if I look at the evaluation form, it says, "Hey, I would like to take advantage of an office consultation." This is not the key here is not to book the appointment, and I think that is the one piece that I think a lot of people don't understand and miss. The key is not anybody can book this appointment. The key is to start the relationship, right? So as much as you can to build a rapport, get to know people, build up Cheryl, get to know people. I mean, Laura, how did you feel about the conversation from your side of the phone? I mean, was it feeling good? Did you feel like I was trying to pressure you or sell you something, or did you feel more like I was really trying to get to know you?
No, I didn't feel like that. I did not. I did feel like you were trying to
You
get
didn't
to
feel
know
like what?
me. I didn't feel like you were pressuring me at
Yeah, and
all.
you actually gave me a lot more objections than most people would give, which is great, right? So we overcame the financial advisor objection. We overcame well, what is this about? I don't have this information, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that was very useful. Do you have any other thoughts or questions that you would like to share, Laura, for the people that are listening today?
No, I think that's it. I did do the objections on purpose because those are the two most common.
Okay, yeah, they were good, and they were good. And like I said, I tried to. One of the things you might notice, guys, when I'm on the phone with people, is you can give me all the objections you want, but as soon as I overcome the objection, I'm gonna redirect you to something else because I don't want to spend once I'm pretty sure I overcame it pretty well. Because if I don't, then she'll bring it up again. But as soon as I say, okay, well, we work really well with financial people, and most people have an advisor, and all this kind of stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about taxes. Let's talk a little bit more about projecting your income, all this stuff. I want to take the focus away from the objection. I want to redirect to the relationship, right? And I don't want to close on the appointment until she feels good. If I close on the appointment too quickly, I have a high likelihood of people wanting to reschedule or cancel appointments because they get caught off guard with, oh my gosh, they want all these documents. Number one, I don't have the documents ready, or number two, I don't feel comfortable sharing this with people. I want to get all that out of the way on this initial call, right? And so
John,
if we're doing a really great job on the initial, yeah,
I was just going to say, I think it's really
yeah,
important to tell them about the documents on the call. It's very important.
yeah, let them know that we're going to be requesting documents, letting them know why we need them, letting them know that we're going to be following up with them. It's just very professional and organized, and I really also like to let people know that we've done this a lot, and there isn't really uh, too much that we haven't seen 1,000 times before, so they don't have to be embarrassed or they don't have to be worried or whatever about sharing their stuff with us. So I want them to feel very comfortable about that. So hopefully, like I said, we're recording this call. You guys can listen to it over again, use it to train your staff. You know, I know a lot about her family already, her situation. I might have gotten a little bit more into, tell me about your kids. What are they interested in? What do they want to do? And just really play it by ear. See how comfortable somebody is. Maybe they don't have a lot of time right now. Maybe you caught them off guard, and maybe you got to follow up later. And do whatever it feels comfortable to them, and it'll be more pleasurable, much more pleasurable for you as well, if you have to make these calls. So, Laura, thank you guys very much. Everybody else, thank you for being on the call today. We got a lot of you guys on here, which is great to see. Hopefully, everything's going well. And yep, keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks, Laura.